Alright guys, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I did my brick fireplace, I guess you'd call this a brick wall, staining. It was a red brick, now it's black. This is a product from Sherwin-Williams called H&C Heavy Shield. It's a brick and concrete stain. It is tricorn black. So you get the H&C Heavy Shield and you get it stained or tinted whatever color you want. I went with tricorn black, which Sherwin-Williams said was like their darkest black. And this is actually, I'll show you the product. So that's the product we use. I did use my Titan HVLP sprayer, so the Titan cap spray 115. I used the number 5 nozzle, so right there, number 5. It's a bigger orifice because the product itself is a little bit thicker, and the instructions said to not thin it down or cut it with anything. So I just used a bit bigger nozzle, and it sprayed really nice and got really good coverage. One thing you would want to do after you spray, if you have somebody that can come behind you and just kind of like in the cracks, get the top and like the bottom of the brick. I didn't do a ton of it because I just use a light. If you come back, have somebody follow behind you, or if you're just working by yourself, just use a flashlight to come behind you so you can kind of see some of the areas that need it a little bit more. The brick, it cannot be painted or anything when you use a stain. It has to be untouched and uncoated with anything else. So even if you had like another stain, you wouldn't be able to stain over the top of it. At least that's what Sherwin-Williams told me. The reason I prefer to do a stain versus paint is because when you paint, you're going to add a couple mils of thickness of paint to cover the top of the brick, whereas the stain kind of gets absorbed into the brick. Right here I'm adding a gas fireplace. It was wood burning, but that's going to be gas now. So yeah, anyways, it's not very hard to do. You do want to, if you're in a finished house and you're doing this, you do want to tape off and mask and kind of make yourself like a spray booth in a sense. Whereas I'm going to be redoing all the floors and painting and all new doors. I didn't really mask off a ton. I really didn't even need to mask off the bottom because again I'm going to be going over the floors with tile. And then the ceilings and stuff, I need to sand them down because I did have popcorn ceiling there. So I need to sand them down because some of the drywall has been flaking, so I can get it prepared to do some mudding and taping and then paint work. But again, the product, it went down nice and easy. I did 2 coats. In my time lapse, I just showed you the one coat. So yeah, I'm going to be putting a TV right here. I'll be mounting a TV. When I rewired the house, I added an outlet right here in the fireplace. So I had to cut a hole in the fireplace, and luckily I was able to figure a good spot for the electrical right here. And then here's, like your cable, and I hardwired the internet just so I didn't have to use all my bandwidth on my router and stuff. And then just HDMI cords for the TV and the surround sound that will be in my living room here. So anyways, yeah, the product went down nice and easy. It's not super expensive. As far as prep work goes, you just want to make sure your brick has been like kind of is clean. So before I sprayed, I just kind of came back here and I used a kind of a medium to heavy bristle brush to kind of just scrub the brick a little bit. I didn't like clean it a ton, but you just want to make sure you can kind of get some of the loose stuff off of it before you spray it, so you get a good adhesion for the brick to absorb some of the stain. One thing I will say is, like, going with a darker color for the brick, it's going to be a little bit more high maintenance. You're going to have to be cleaning it a lot more, so it's going to attract dust and whatnot. So once I start getting everything else ready in the living room to spray, like the walls and the not scrubbing, but sanding the ceiling, I'm going to use a plastic and mask this all off just so I don't have to make an extra step to clean this. But if you have any questions about the product, or even like the Titan capstan sprayer, I bought this. I'm not a professional, but it went super easy. But if you have any tips, if you've used one, or if you use one as like a business, let me know if you have any tips for the sprayer. I haven't used the top feed yet. I've only used the siphon feed on this sprayer. It is a 6-stage sprayer, so it has like 6 compressors in there for the air. It has a high and low setting. When I do spray, I take the unit itself and like put it in another room, so it's not like these filters aren't collecting some of the spray that I'm spraying. If you look in my time-lapse video, you will see the sunlight kind of will show some of the spray and like the overspray that is getting produced. So I would recommend wearing a respirator or a mask. When I was first starting to spray, I wasn't using one, but it does leave, like you can kind of see, just like right here, it does do an overspray, and it creates kind of like a dust. So yeah, when I took a shower, I had a lot of black snot, so that was awesome. But so definitely wear a respirator or some kind of mask, just so you don't get the vapors in your lungs. I was kind of an idiot. I have 2 respirators, so we should have been using. I did have my doors open and a fan going, but definitely use a respirator when you spray. So if you have any more questions about the product, the HNC sprayer, the HNC Heavy Shield, I've only used it on brick. I've never tried it on concrete or anything like that. So yeah, it just says concrete and driveway, but it works well on brick. If you have questions about this, or maybe even my sprayer, let me know, and I will help you out the best I can. Thanks. If you have any comments, again, like and subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll reach out and get back to you.